Hi, I'm Congressman Kevin Kiley, and I have the honor to represent California's 3rd District in the United States House of Representatives. This is the district where I was born and raised. I went to local public schools, and it's always been my home. And one of the things that makes it such a great community, such a great area, where so many people want to come and live, is that we have an absolutely wonderful community of veterans, over 40,000 in the district and 40 veteran service organizations. That's why I've made it a top priority since getting to Congress to advance legislation to help our veterans, to get them the retirement that they deserve, to get them the services and treatment from the VA that they are entitled to. And it's why I was so excited when I heard about the opportunity to work with the Library of Congress on the Veterans History Project. And today I'm here with Director Monica Mohindra to talk more about what this is all about. How you doing, Monica?
Great. Thank you so much for having me with you today.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, and it's always great to be in the Library of Congress. I got to say, one of the most beautiful buildings in the whole world.
We're very fortunate to be here on this day in particular to talk about the Library of Congress and the Veterans History Project, and I completely agree with you that it is the most beautiful building in D.C.
I don't know if there's any doubt about that. If you ever get the chance to visit, for folks who are watching, I'd highly recommend coming, and my office can help point you in the right direction.
We love to have visitors from districts to help explain how the Library of Congress connects to people in the district and all across the country. And the Veterans History Project, which you're beginning to engage with, is one of the ways to do that.
Absolutely. Well, could you tell us, the folks who are watching, a little bit about what the Veterans History Project is and how they can help?
Yes, thank you. I'd love the opportunity to share, just as you're taking on in your office and in your district, the Veterans History Project is the chance for individuals in your district and across the country to engage with those veterans you so compellingly speak about, the veterans in their lives and their communities, to get their first-person experience and their story. U.S. veterans, from those who served from World War I through the more recent conflicts. The idea is that by starting that conversation, to gather the oral history, to gather the story through the documentation of their first-person experience, that can be with original photographs, letters, unpublished diaries, journals, and memoirs. By doing that together, we all understand a small piece of our collective history that much more deeply.
That's so important. And, you know, every time I have the opportunity to go to an event for veterans in our area, I jump at it because I always learn so much, you know, just talking one-on-one with folks and hearing their stories. You know, we could probably fill the whole day talking about some of the stories that I've heard. But, you know, one, for example, that comes to mind recently is I had the chance to honor Commander Lou Conter, who was the last survivor who's still with us from the USS Arizona in the Pearl Harbor attack. I believe he's 102 years old now, and just, you know, has an amazing story to tell. But there are so many veterans like that who have the ability to enrich our understanding of our history in a way that you just can't get from, you know, reading a history book. Not to say you shouldn't do that, but that bring to life really, you know, what so many people have sacrificed so much for to make our country the place that it is.
You really hit the nail on the head in terms of the Veterans History Project and the opportunity it presents to enrich and enliven what's usually told through the history books and the textbooks and told from the perspective of a top-down. This is the opportunity to have the veteran in your life, in your community, maybe it's a school or a faith community, maybe you're a postal delivery carrier, to have them be the center, the expert of their lived experience, to share what it was like regardless of duty, regardless of the type of service they provided, what it felt like, what it smelled like, what it sounded like. And for students to scholars to members of Congress, the ability to hear that on an individual basis has a ripple effect from the moment of creating the product, which is the oral history, to the posterity opportunity by creating this legacy, this primary source here at the Library of Congress.
Well, it's really an amazing thing that you do, and I'm so delighted to have the opportunity to contribute to it. So for folks who are in my district, who are veterans or who maybe just want to help with the work that we're doing, how can they get involved?
That's a great question. And thanks to the work that you and your staff are doing, I'm going to toss that to you because they're going to get in touch with you first or potentially reach out to us at the Library of Congress.
That's right. So you'll see just here on the screen is the number for my office in the district. And you also see the website, kiley.house.gov, or you can go to the website for the Veterans History Project. Any of those will work in terms of getting involved. We'd really love to hear from you. If you're a veteran, we'd love to hear your story, or if you'd like to help collect the stories of veterans, we'd really be grateful for your help. And I think that at a time when there are a lot of ways in which people feel we're being divided, or the political controversies can at times seem to be moving people apart. I think that our history is what we have in common, and our veterans are such a important reminder of that history and of the things that we share as Americans. Our Constitution, our institutions of government, our commitment to individual rights and democracy. All of that is bound up in the stories that our veterans can tell better than anyone. And so I want to thank you in advance for your help in making this a possibility, and I want to thank the Library of Congress for supporting this important initiative.
We're so happy to do so in concert and in collaboration with you to ensure that the important voices of California's 3rd District veterans are with us for posterity. Thank you.
Thanks very much.